Hello, hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're watching from and what time. I just want to quickly say that if you have been shampooing your hair the way I have been shampooing mine, then you have been doing it the wrong way for a very long time. And one thing I understand about knowledge is that it's continuous. You always learn something new no matter where you go to. Now, it's going to be a hair story time, but it's also going to be a learning moment as well, like where I got that knowledge from. I like to always go to where I got the knowledge from. So um how have I been shampooing my hair? If you have been shampooing your hair that way, you want to stay with me so that we can unravel this together, and then we can chat a better course for how we do our hair. So I've brushed my hair right now, and I've not loosened it to like actually comb it strand for strand and all, because I just didn't have the like I have to gather energy and actually pick a day for that. you know so instead of going around with rough hair and stuff, like it's together as it is right now, and I washed it that way. Speaking of washing it that way, so I styled my hair like this way, and I accessorize it when I go out, depending on what I am wearing. So I might actually use the photograph of um how I looked when I went out as the thumbnail. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, so um okay, well, I will see, maybe I can pull up the photo, but apparently not. All right, so what happened? Normally I would just wet my hair, apply shampoo, and keep scrubbing until my scalp comes clean. Now, again, stay with me. If you're the type of person that you wash your hair comes clean, but your scalp is still has like it has sediments in it. Like your scalp always has sediments in it. If you are like that, again, stay with me. Like every time you wash your hair, it's like your fingers know that you have worked, like it's work, because your on one hand your scalp is delicate and sensitive, you don't want to scratch it out. On the other hand, it has a lot of sediments in it, and your hair is practically stripped off of everything that it needs to have for it to grow, and the scalp isn't clean yet. Like, if that is your experience, again, stay with me. It's actually a very simple thing that we all do. I don't even know why I never thought of that before. So normally I would just apply shampoo, scrub. Maybe I might just leave it on until I wash the from head to waist, right? Because I don't, obviously, if my hand is going to my feet, I don't like to take my hand back to my head after my hand has gone to my feet. So, and that isn't much time. Like, that is probably like 2 3 minutes or something. But then I went to a farmer's market. We went to buy food at the farmer's market. So we somehow found a woman. So my mother was showing me around, and oh, this is where I buy soap, this is where I buy shea butter, and so on and so forth. And we saw this woman that had this, you could tell it's a herbal soap, right? You could tell. And I was curious. Me and herbs, like I love herbs, I love natural things, especially if it is indigenous to where I come from. And again, if you don't know, wherever it is you go to, it doesn't matter where you're from. Wherever it is you go to or move to, you got to use what is natural to that area, because what is natural to that area is what will keep you away from diseases. You might have your own special stuff, but try and ease into the indigenous herbs, or medications, or herbal medications, or nutritional medications of that place, because that is what will protect you from whatever comes to that area. So for example, if it's honey, instead of you saying, oh, I love the honey, in that state or that country where I come from, yeah, that's fantastic. But if you want to enjoy the full benefit of honey, better get the one that comes from that place. Like, you have to be sure that that honey was the honey, the hive of that honey is from that place. You get, it's not that they imported it or something like that. So that being said, I hope I don't take too much of your time, but as I'm remembering things that I think might be useful, I'm putting them in. I can always go straight to the point, but then, all right. So I was going around and, we went there and I was like, telling her the things. It was, the thing about herbal or farmers markets is that you get to meet people that are actually very, very familiar with herbs, right? So, and when I saw that she had the knowledge of it, I was like, I had issues with dandruff, and I wash my hair, like itchy scalp, period. Dandruff, itchy scalp, like both. I wash my head and it's itchy, like it's less than 30 minutes after and all. And so she said, okay, she knows and she was just taking this one, taking that one, and just mixing it right in front of me. I was like, oh, this is nice. As if we're making a smoothie or something. This one is a shampoo, and she made an oil for my hair. She made at a very small price. Of course, that's because my mother, who is an elderly person, not that elderly, okay? But when you have there is a lot of respect they have for elders where I come from. As an African, we always like regard our elders. We like to give them things. So when they come to patronize you, chances are you give them a little more extra, for paying for your services, like just to support them so that they don't spend too much, and also so that they can come to you, because they have children, right? So if they how will I put it now, if they come to you and you treat them well, they'll tell their children, and their children will come to you and then buy things from you because of how you treat their mom or their father. So it's a good marketing strategy. Listen up, okay? And she whipped up some, really, for next to no price, in small bottles, but still natural things are pricey, okay, even in a more natural environment. And I asked her, of course, how do we use this? And here is where we are going. Okay. So she said, wet your hair, apply the shampoo to your scalp, as much as you can. Try to get to your scalp with the soap. Then cover it up with a nylon. Okay. For some of you, you have seen, there is a video on how to like use a grocery bag. Okay, grocery nylon bag. There's a video on how to use a grocery shopping nylon bag. Okay, the one that they give you when you buy things at a market, right? How to use that to do a hair cover when you are marinating your hair. That's what I use, marinating. So I was supposed to put it on my head and then leave it for 10 minutes. After leaving it for 10 minutes, then I just rinse, you know, wash, dip my hands in my scalp, wash, and then rinse off. Okay. So, as usual, I always, when someone gives me idea like that, I'm like, can't I use it in other things? I still have an existing shampoo, but well. So, I got back. I went out, I went out previously and I got back, and of course I wasn't willing to lose anything, but I just loosened it a bit. Then I applied soap generously. I didn't scatter the hair. I just poured, and thankfully it was, a pouring thing. So I sprayed my hair, with water and a little bit of vinegar in it. I sprayed my hair with it to wet it. Then I added the shampoo generously and then massage it into my scalp as much as possible. So it has to. So I'm now describing how you're going to go about it. You spray your hair with water, especially it doesn't even matter whether your hair is loosened or your hair is in its styled state, like you're washing your hair with the style still on. So you spray with water. If you're having itchy scalp, add a little bit of vinegar. Well, don't add too much vinegar, otherwise the spray bottle may not work. And that happens with me. Like the spray bottle will just, the spraying mechanism will just refuse to spray. It's like that vinegar just freezes the thing. So you spray your hair with it, but not too drippy, because obviously your shampoo is running, right? It's liquid, right? So then you now apply generously. Now, especially to your scalp. Then, like, you, as much as possible, I try to reach my scalp this way yesterday, and of course it just laid because the, it was much. Then I wrapped my head with a nylon bag, and just, that was when I went and put my water for bathing, like my bathing water, on fire, right? And then I was going about doing things. So it spent more than 10 minutes on my head, actually. I didn't